The Quad meeting, when the Taoiseach came to Belfast a few weeks ago to meet with me and the First Minister and Deputy First Minister, was, I think, had a very productive effect in concentrating minds amongst Northern Ireland's political leadership on the importance of having a political dialogue about flags and symbols. It's clear that there's sensitivities around these issues, but they're not going to be resolved with protests or unlawful riots and violence, and therefore that kind of political dialogue between Northern Ireland's leadership is vital. What we also pressed them on at our meeting, and continue to do so on a bilateral basis, is addressing the concerns that underlie the recent tension over flags, and that is building a shared future for Northern Ireland and addressing sectarian divisions. And one of the plus points of the agreement that the Irish presidency was able to secure on the multi-annual financial framework in the EU just at the end of last week is a continuation of the peace programme, a peaceful programme, and that I hope is going to play a constructive part in addressing those sectarian divisions. And it's essential we do that because that's an essential next step in the peace settlement and the peace process.
Various protests which are taking place over the flags issue. I think we look at it in a number of respects. First of all, the support that both governments give to the political leadership in Northern Ireland to work on a shared future, to work on a common approach towards the flags issue, and indeed towards street demonstrations. We put particular emphasis on our support for the Parades Commission, and you asked specifically about how we see this in the lead into the marching season and the parading season. Both governments strongly support the work of the Parades Commission, the decisions that it makes, and we believe that there must be very strong support for the Parades Commission in the period ahead. We also obviously have to address some of the underlying environment in which protests and the concerns are emerging, and included in that is obviously the socio-economic environment. And as the Secretary of State has said, we have secured last week agreement as part of the new European Union budget for the provision of €150 million for a continuing peace programme in Northern Ireland. That will make a very big contribution, particularly to tackling sectarianism and particularly to supporting projects which will build the infrastructure in Northern Ireland and build the economy and ensure that people have employment.